Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast. Get ready for some chills because today we're diving into a story that'll leave you stunned. It's 2016 Paris Fashion Week, all glitz and glamour, but for Kim Kardashian, things were about to take a dark turn.
Yeah, a stark reminder that even amidst the fame and fortune, anyone can become a victim.
Picture this. You're Kim Kardashian at the top of your game, surrounded by fashion icons and paparazzi. Life seems perfect, right?
But that constant spotlight can also make you a target.
It was late. Kim was alone in her luxurious apartment, probably feeling safe and secure. But then there's a knock at the door.
Not a friendly visitor, no.
5 men, dressed as police officers, bursting in, guns drawn, threatening Kim.
Social engineering at its most terrifying, exploiting trust to gain access.
Can you imagine the fear? They bound and gagged her, demanding her jewelry.
The loss of control, the vulnerability, it's a trauma that leaves lasting scars.
They ransacked the place, taking millions in jewelry, including her engagement ring, a 20-carat diamond worth millions.
The material loss is huge, but it's the emotional impact that truly devastates.
They left her tied up in the bathtub, alone in the dark.
A terrifying ordeal. And it wasn't just robbery, it was kidnapping.
Thankfully, Kim was resourceful. She managed to free herself and call for help. But the experience left her deeply shaken, withdrew from the spotlight to try and heal.
The public reaction was mixed. Some sympathy, some skepticism. It shows that complex relationship we have with celebrities, fascination mixed with judgment.
Before we go deeper into the aftermath, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss the rest of this deep dive, only on Tell Me More.
The story's not over, the investigation, the arrests. It's a wild ride.
This robbery sent shockwaves through the world of celebrity, forcing everyone to rethink security in an age where social media makes everything so public. So, Kim's safe, but the world's on edge. Everyone wants to know who did this.
And that's where it gets interesting.
Yeah, you'd expect some high-tech criminal masterminds, right? The authorities finally catch the culprits, and get this. It was a group of older men.
Some in their 60s, even 70s?
The media called them the grandpa robbers. Hard to believe, right? These guys pull off a heist like this.
It really challenges our perceptions of crime.
Not young, tech-savvy criminals,
Yeah.
just patient, observant.
Old school tactic.
They had to have known Kim's routines, everything.
Absolutely. Meticulous planning. They understood her security, even the building's layout.
It's scary to think every social media post, every public appearance.
It all becomes data for someone with the wrong intentions.
These grandpa robbers, they use that information, manipulated people.
Blending in, gaining trust, classic techniques.
So how did they actually do it?
Surveillance, online and in person.
They tracked Kim's every move.
Building a complete picture of her life, her habits.
They knew her schedule, her travel plans, everything.
They waited for the perfect moment when she was most vulnerable.
Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Kim alone in her apartment probably felt totally safe.
And then the knock on the door, police officers.
The disguises were key. Instant authority.
No reason to question them.
And then they got past security, threats, deception.
Methodical, planned for every obstacle.
In and out in minutes. Kim was traumatized but physically unharmed.
Gone without a trace. Millions in jewelry. Gone.
The investigation was relentless.
Every lead, every piece of evidence.
And slowly, the grandpa robbers came into focus. It took time, international cooperation, a lot of analysis.
One by one, they were caught.
It wasn't a clean escape. They were brought to justice.
Proving that even the most carefully planned crimes
Don't always go unpunished.
But even though there were arrests, it goes beyond just recovering the jewelry.
Yeah, the impact goes much deeper.
Yeah.
The grandpa robbers faced justice, armed robbery, kidnapping, conspiracy, the whole works.
And some ended up behind bars for a long time.
Yeah, they definitely paid the price. But it's not just about the legal outcome, right?
No, not at all. This was a huge turning point for Kim.
I can only imagine.
Think about it. Your whole sense of safety shattered.
Knowing people were watching, plotting.
Exactly. Waiting for that moment to strike.
It's the opposite of that perfect life she showed on social media.
It peeled back the layers, exposed the real fear underneath the fame.
And she stepped back, right, away from the spotlight.
Took a break from social media.
Which is ironic because that's partly how they targeted her.
It's a double-edged sword.
Kim has spoken about the anxiety, the panic attacks.
It takes time to heal from that kind of trauma.
And she's a mother. It must have changed her whole perspective on things.
Absolutely. Parenting, security, everything.
It's like this event forced her to reevaluate her entire life.
It's a wake-up call.
But, she didn't just retreat.
No, she used it as fuel.
Became an advocate for criminal justice reform.
using her platform to make a difference.
That's pretty powerful, turning such a negative experience
Into something positive.
The Kim Kardashian Paris robbery. It's a story that keeps fascinating people.
Meticulous planning, unexpected criminals, and the long-term consequences.
It reminds us that celebrities are human too, with the same fears and vulnerabilities as anyone else.
It makes you think about the price of fame.
The dangers of social media.
And how important it is to protect ourselves.
That's it for our deep dive into the Kim Kardashian Paris robbery. We hope you found it insightful, maybe even a little chilling. Join us next time for another captivating story, only on Tell Me More, Stories Told as Podcast.